Hey guys, so today I'm looking a little bit more edgy, and no, today I'm trying to recreate the look from Kylie Jenner. I know it's been overdone. Literally, YouTube is polluted with Kylie Jenner makeup tutorials, and I'm gonna add more. So I was just like kind of looking for inspiration for some makeup lately, and I came across all these tutorials and all these pictures of Kylie, and of course I was like, okay, I'll jump on the bandwagon and try it out. So here is my attempt at a Kylie Jenner makeup. Obviously it's probably not the exact same thing she does, but from what I looked at her pictures, it just kind of inspired big lashes, sharp brows, and a nice mauve spicy colored lip. I've never tried something like this. It's basically a warm, very, very warm matte eyeshadow look, and I am in love. I used some of the Mega Pro eyeshadows because a lot of you guys were requesting it. I hope you recreate it. If you do, send it to me and let me know. How do you feel about my brows? Like, do you like them like this? I don't even know. I've been struggling figuring out how I like to do my brows, and I wanted to know if you guys like enjoyed this. Do you think this is a good eyebrow look, or is this too intense? What do you think? I like it, but you know, sometimes I like my brows and then all of you guys are like, snap out of it! Let me know and give this video a like if you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get started. So for Kylie, she usually has like a very matte face, so I'm gonna try to use this Lorac Perfection Mattifying Face Primer. I actually just have a sample of it. I have this weird gel-like consistency on my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and spread that out along my face. I already moisturized, so don't forget to moisturize. It's very important. Now, because she normally has a very perfect kind of skin texture, I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay simply because it gives me that matte effect, but it also doesn't cake it on too much, if that like makes sense. This is from Sedona Lace, by the way. They make like really colorful ones. They have green, blue, pink, and there's another color, I don't remember which one, but it's so cute. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more on the areas where I have that redness on my cheeks, because I mean it covered it up, but not enough that I like it. For more coverage, instead of kind of blending the product, just tap it, and this way you're not moving any of the makeup that's already there, and it kind of gives you more coverage. So I'm just going to take this MAC Prep and Prime and Light Boost. Now again, they come in different shades, so if you have a little bit more of like a rosy skin tone, like a little bit more pink undertones, feel free to go in and use, I think it's called Rose, I'm not even sure at this moment. I'm going to also bring a little bit of the product down my nose, find my Cupid's bow right here, and just a tiny bit, actually that's not a tiny bit, like a bit on my forehead, and apply that under the eyes. Now the reason why I use these two concealers is because the MAC Pepper Prime doesn't give you any coverage, it just simply brightens up your face and makes it look like, you know, like there's light reflecting from it. However, the NARS Creamy Concealer is a coverage thing, so it's like a foundation, it's a little bit more pigmented, so you can put it under your eyes for when you need to get that coverage. So together they give me that highlight I want and the coverage I want. And I'm also going to use it on my eyelid too. Now for the brows, which is my favorite part right now, these are the 3 different colors I normally use for my brows, and usually I reach for this light color every single day, but because I'm looking at the picture of her right now, she has a very kind of a gray toned brow, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, and this is actually the brow powder from $1 Billion Brows, and this one is called Taupe, so it's a little bit more on the gray side. And I'm going to start by defining the lower part and the top part of the brow so that it kind of looks the way that she has it all the time. The end here is even, it's like thicker. So her brow here has more of like a thick end like that compared to what my brows normally are. Now I'm going in to just clean up the brows because you can tell that she's a very precise line. Now mine might be precise enough for like an everyday look, but I do feel like I want to clean it up just like I did on this side. So what I'm going to do is take this small concealer brush, and I'm taking the Sonia Kashuk palette and taking that light shade in there and going in right underneath my brow to clean it up. Now taking any small precision brush or something like this large fluffy brush, take that powder in there and apply that around the brow where you applied that concealer. Now the first shadow I'm actually going to take is from my Mega Pro palette from Lorac, and it's this color called Fawn. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over the lid as if like, you know, the base color. Now it's very, very similar to my skin tone color. It's just a little bit warmer. I don't know if you guys can even tell. I'm going to move on to the crease. And the creases, again, she uses very warm shades, something that I don't see a lot of people using nowadays. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my E40, which is a nice fluffy brush, and this is going to be the color that we're going to use all over the crease area. And I'm going to take, it's Matte Rosin from the Meet Matte Nude palette from The Balm. This is one of my favorite palettes for crease colors. As you can see, these two middle colors have been my favorite. I have never used Matte Rosin though, so today is going to be my first time using it. And we're just going to lightly kind of create a crease. When I look at her pictures, I don't see a very precise crease, like very harsh. It's all very, very light and gentle. This is from Pure Wet, it's number 6. And I'm just going to blend out the outer crease. Now I'm actually just going to go in with this E25 brush from Sigma and grab Sephia, which is a little bit more of like an orangey shade, and I'm going to take this and use it as a focus, and I'm just going to focus this in the actual crease, just windshield wiper motions, and then I'm going to go back in with the E40. Now I want you also to realize when you're looking at pictures of her eyeshadow, it's very rounded. There isn't any kind of blending going outside of her eye area. I'm taking Fawn, which is the color we were using before, all over the lid. Take that and apply it underneath the brow. And just like I showed you in my previous tutorial, whenever you feel like your eyeshadow is a little too high or it's not blended nicely, just take the brush and blend it downwards. Now I actually went in with cream and did the same thing as I did with Fawn because I decided to add a little bit more pinkiness to it because Fawn, as I said, is a little yellow for my skin tone, so I added cream on top of it and it kind of made it a little bit more my skin tone rather than yellow toned. For eyebrows, there is space here, so there's no eyeshadow there, so I tried to do that to make sure that it is, you know, the same way. So just for the sake of using the same palette, I'm going to go in with Stone in here and mix that with brown because they're kind of like a cool tone pair right there. And just brush it under there. So I'm going to take that same pencil brush I was using, and because we've been using very warm shades, by using Stone, which is the cool gray in here, it's going to add a lot more darkness than it normally would. So I'm just going to simply pat that on the outer edge. Now she normally doesn't wear a liner, at least it seems that way, but her lashes are so thick that I wanted to add a little bit of eyeliner to make it seem like my lashes are a little thicker. So I'm going to just press this into the lash line, literally not even trying to make a line. I'm going to take the lash curler and obviously curl the lashes. Now I'm going to take false lashes, and I'm going to be taking the Red Cherry number 43s, which I think are really pretty. And just make sure that the edges have a good amount of glue. Instead of putting it smack dab in the middle and make it look awkward, I'm going to focus it on the outer part because my inner part of my lashes is pretty okay. I feel like it's not like they're sparse or anything. Now for the lower lash line, I'm just going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal Carbon Black again. And this time just brush it downwards. Now, although I like the eye look and having these lashes and everything, I do feel like if I had a different pair of lashes, it would look more like Kylie. But, you know, what can you do? That she was wearing a very nice bronzer, but she doesn't have that intense contour look. She has something more like of a light, kind of just adding a color into her face. So since I'm pale and, you know, pale, I'm going to go ahead and use the Hoola bronzer because I can. It is in my possession, so let's do it. Really get that into the hairline because it's going to be awkward when you're talking to someone and all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, she has a really pale skull. But the color I'm going to be using is Aplum from Lancome. I actually have an individual one of these, like, oh, here it is. Blend it in with the bronzer, because it's, again, she doesn't have intense contour ever, so. Now, the most exciting part that absolutely everybody always loves. It is Kylie's lips. Now I'm going to be using MAC's lip liner in Whirl. I don't know who said this was the one that she wore, but apparently everyone thinks this is the one that she wore. And it's very close to Spice. These two colors are very, very similar, but this one's a little bit more brown, this one's a little bit more pinky. Since I have a lot of brown and warm tones in my eyes, I want to take Whirl just because it's a little bit more pinky. It'll add a little bit of more like of a coolness and not make me look a little bit like a crazy person, although I do look like a crazy person with these lashes on, so whew, I'm gonna have a lot of fun in class right now. Okay, so I finally lined my lips making it look at least reasonable. I tried overlining them a little bit and then it ended up looking like clown face, so I wiped it off and then my lips were really dry, so I went and exfoliated them and then I like cut my lip, so one part of my lip is actually a little lighter than the rest because like since I cut it, it won't like go on, the color won't go on it. Oh my goodness, how many problems can we have? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned at least something. If you did, comment below and tell me what you learned. I love knowing that my tutorials at least teach you something instead of just being like, put this here, and put this here. So let me know. I was actually thinking about doing a kind of get ready with me, pretty much just a tutorial, but I would just, as I'm doing it, I would tell you all the tips and tricks of how I do it. So like, as I'm doing the foundation, I'll tell you like exactly how I blend it, some tips and tricks for things. I don't know if you guys would want to hear about my beauty tips and tricks because I've kind of acquired them through watching a ton of YouTube videos my entire life and then going to all these seminars. I've never gone to like cosmetology school. I taught it all myself through watching YouTube. So I wanted to share all my tips and tricks, and if you guys would like to see that, give this video a like and comment below letting me know. So yeah, I love you very much. Thank you for all your kind words and all your kind support. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Mwah! I totally got lipstick on my finger.